Hey, it's Melissa. Let's review my $100,000 stock experiment, year 3, week 17, ending August 7th, 2020. This isn't an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I bought or purchase stocks in general. I'm on a journey to become a great growth stock investor, and I'm letting you watch. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and celebrate my successes. According to the IBD at investors.com, the market is still in a confirmed uptrend. The S&P 500 index had a nice price increase this week, up a little every day, and it's back up to the support and the resistance line I had added on February 14th, 2020. I read that it's 2% off its all-time high, and it has super nice steady volume this week. I made one purchase, a B2 in DocuSign. Every time I buy a stock, I set a stop limit order as my floor. Initially, it's at 8% below the purchase price. Then I review my charts every week and see if I can move that floor up. Veeva Systems. I moved the floor up to my 31-day exponential moving average, which is that blue diagonal line. The current floor is indicated by that dashed yellow line. Veeva Systems has earnings in 2 weeks on August 25th. I have 2 buys in this stock. My B1 I've held almost 2 weeks and it's up 3.5%, and my B2 I've held for a week and a half and it's down 0.4%. I mark up my charts with the solid green line is showing you the purchase price of my B1, and that little orange box is showing you the day that I made my buys, and then that solid yellow line is my 8% floor. GFL Environmental, stock symbol GFL. I put a red arrow showing the huge price swing that it had on Thursday after it announced earnings. I don't know what spooked investors. It made a profit for the first time and it had really nice sales, but something caused that stock to have a huge swing, but it did close in the upper half of the range by that little tick mark on the right hand side, and then Friday was an inside day. Its whole price was contained. So it is right around its 8-day simple moving average. I hope this stock settles down. I've held it for 2 weeks and it's up 2.4%. Franco-Nevada Corp, stock symbol FNV. I also raised my floor on this up to the 31-day exponential moving average, that diagonal blue line. I've held this stock just about 3 weeks and it's down 1.7%. Dexcom, stock symbol DXCM. I raised my floor on this one up to the 31-day exponential moving average. I've held it just about 3 weeks and it's up 3.1%. It is holding nicely at its 8-day simple moving average, that pink line. I like to add to my stocks as they prove themselves. DocuSign, stock symbol DOCU. I added to DocuSign on Tuesday, but that didn't work out very well. It sold on Friday for an 8% loss. My B1 in DocuSign is also down. I've held it for just over a week and it's down 4%. I did leave my floor at 8%. Lululemon, stock symbol LULU. I'd like to make a B2 in this stock. I did raise my floor up to the 31-day exponential moving average. I've held it, my B1, for a week and a half and it's up 4.7%, which is a really nice gain. I did raise my floor to the 31-day exponential moving average. Don't let a double-digit gain turn into a loss. I made a couple of big mistakes this week. First was how I handled Teladoc. Teladoc announced that they were acquiring Livongo, and both stocks went down, which is really strange. Usually the company getting acquired goes up, but that didn't happen here. Once I heard this announcement, I removed my floor to give the stock some room to fluctuate while the market digested the acquisition. Now I'm back to break even after 7 weeks. I should have left my floor for a 7% gain, and last week I had a 22% gain. So now my floor is back at 8% below the purchase price, and I'm wondering if I should just sell this, but definitely I need to have a learning moment here and do a better job with acquisitions. Not sure how that will pan out. I'll think about it, but this was a mistake. Had this stock now for 7 weeks and I'm down 0.1%. I'm working on when to hold and when to sell offensively. I have high flyers, stocks that are going up super fast, and then stocks that are slowing down where the 8-day and the 16-day simple moving averages are merging. Celsius Holdings, stock symbol CELH. This stock just took off on an earnings beat. According to MarketSmith, which is a investors.com product, there was a 300% earnings surprise. I did raise my floor up to 1% below the low of the gap up day, so my floor is now at 1733. I've held this stock for 2.5 weeks and it's up almost 48%. Crazy. Taiwan Semiconductor, stock symbol TSM. This is one of the high flyer stocks. I've held my B1 8 weeks and it's up just about 43%. My B2 I've held for 3.5 weeks and it's up 21%. My B3 I've held for a week and a half and it's flat. This stock is going sideways and sort of consolidating between 76 and 84. I did raise my floor up to 75.87, which is the 16-day simple moving average. NVIDIA, stock symbol NVDA. This stock has earnings coming up on 8/17, a week from Wednesday. Right now I have 3 buys in this stock that are all performing well. My B1 I've held for 9 weeks and it's up 24%. My B2 I've held just about 7 weeks and it's up 17%. And my B3 I've held for 2.5 weeks and it's up about 11%. I did raise my floor up to the diagonal blue line, the 31-day exponential moving average. Stocks sell when the floor gets triggered. I sold 2 stocks this week. My DocuSign B2 sold, and then I sold my ResMed stock, all 3 buys. ResMed, stock symbol RMD, is another stock that I handled poorly. It opened below my floor after earnings were announced, so the floor wasn't triggered, and I thought this stock would bounce off its 50-day, and thinking didn't help me here. I should have sold it when I saw that it had opened below my floor, and I have losses in the stock. On all of my buys, I had a nice gain last week, but now I have losses. So it's especially painful because I held my B1 for 7 weeks and tied up all that money, and now I just have a loss in it. So I lost $47, 0.5%, but still I wasted the money for 7 weeks to eventually take a loss. My B2 I held for 6.5 weeks and I lost about 4%, and my B3 I held for 4.5 weeks and I lost about 9%. My current holding bar chart has 1 bar for each week or portion of a week that I've held the stock. That dashed black line is the $10,000 B1 purchase amount, and the 9,200 yellow line, the solid yellow line, is showing you my 8% floor. All the way over on the left, you can see that Celsius stock in the blue took off like a rocket ship, and it has the largest gain of any of my stocks I'm holding right now. TSM in the yellow I've held for 8 weeks, and Celsius passed it in 3 weeks. You can also see in the pink how Teladoc was going up and down, and now it's below my $10,000 purchase, which is a drag. NVIDIA in the green is coming along nicely. I look at the weekly percentage change of each stock and I sort with the lowest value on the top. Each box represents each week I've owned that stock. So Teladoc had a whopping 18% decline this week. That's crazy. And the ones in the box, all of those did not beat the S&P 500. Even though Dexcom and TSM were up for the week, they were not up as much as the S&P 500. The only 3 stocks that were up more than the S&P 500 this week are Lulu, NVIDIA, and Celsius, with a whopping 44.5% for the week. The dollar value gains of my B1 purchases are also sorted with the losers on the top. So I have 3 losing stocks: DocuSign, Franco-Nevada, and Teladoc. Teladoc, you can see last week I had a gain on my B1 of $2,200, and now I have a $7 loss. And Celsius down on the bottom, last week I had a gain of $237, and this week I have a gain of $4,700, almost $4,800. The industry breakdown shows that I'm most heavily weighted in the chip sector with just over $49,000 in chip stocks. I have two of them, TSM and NVIDIA, with 3 buys in each one. Second largest sector is software. I have almost $36,000 in software stocks with 2 buys in Viva, 1 buy in Teladoc, and 1 buy in DocuSign. Next largest holding is cash. And then I have small holdings around $10,000 each in the food and beverage with Celsius, retail with Lululemon, medical with Dexcom, GFL in the machine, and Franco-Nevada in mining. My entire portfolio went down about $300 from last week. The change between last week and this week, my existing holdings went up $3,000, and the stock that I sold, ResMed, went down $3,000 from last week. And then I also lost money this week in a stock that I bought and sold. So these basically offset each other. And if I wouldn't have had that huge gain in Celsius, then I would have really gone down this week, not just $300, but quite a bit more. After 2 years and 17 weeks, my $100,000 has grown to $165,694 versus the S&P 500 for the same time frame has grown to $126,163. Down at the bottom on the left-hand side in the purple is the change for the S&P 500. It went up 2.5% this week versus the Melissa method, which went down 0.2%. For my experiment year 3, which started mid-April, the S&P 500 is up 20.1%, and the Melissa method is up 14.5%. So I'm lagging behind the S&P 500, but I'm confident that it will improve and I'll beat it by the end of the year. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel, The Melissa Method. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want an alert when I post a new episode.